Hi everybody, John Stallard here, Warlord El Supremo. Nice to talk to you again. Robin in our marketing department has cornered me in my toy soldier room. As you can see, I'm surrounded by model soldiers. Not a bad situation to be in. To talk to you about what's coming up next for Napoleonic Epic. Well, very exciting. If you look on our website at the moment, you'll probably see this. Don't worry, you'll get a close-up of this shortly. I'll make sure Robin does that for you. First up, we've got the Highlanders, a box set of 3 regiments of Highland warriors with sporrans a-swinging and their feather headdresses. There were 3 kilted regiments at Waterloo and Quatre-Bras, and they fought very well indeed. So we thought we'd bring you these fellows, and if you look on our website, or in fact later on this video, you'll see that we've actually got the different tartans on the kilts as well, which is quite a remarkable piece of painting. On Waterloo itself, on the day itself, I say the Highlanders were drawn up on Wellington's left wing, not too far from Haysant, but a bit further to the east. And they're drawn up behind the hill, so they weren't particularly bombarded by the French heavy artillery. So they waited behind the hill until d'Erlon's corps came up with its 20,000 men. And as d'Erlon's corps fought their way through the hedgeways, the Highlanders formed 4 deep and charged them. So there was this chaotic, dreadful, close combat struggle with musketry at 10 yards and bayonets being used. And it was touch and go. And the Highlanders were being forced back at one stage. Well done, the French. Until the trumpets sounded and out issued the Union Brigade, who literally walked through the French formation, sabering and scattering them with their horses. As they picked up momentum, so they went up a trot, and then it turned into a complete rout, and the Scots Greys and the rest of the Union Brigade went on to destruction on the French guns. So excited were the Highland regiments that they were alleged to have grabbed hold of the stirrups of the Scots Greys and went into action swinging from the stirrups, shouting, "Scotland forever." Now, whether that's true, I don't know. It doesn't sound likely, but it makes a bloody good story, so we'll say it's true. So in Black Powder, you must be mad not to field a Scots Brigade. They're tough fighters, they're excellent troops, so make sure you get a unit of those. The second thing that you're going to get on that sprue is you also get 3 mounted officers as well, by the way, for each Highland regiment, is the impeccable and truly famous 95th Rifles. Now, we've done them before, but formed in line. This time it's them skirmishing a la Sharp, which so many of you have been waiting for. So we've got a lovely unit of skirmishing 95th Rifles with their Baker rifles, posted down by La Haye-Sainte in the sandpit down there, firing away. And you can also use them as the garrison of La Haye-Sainte. In reality, they were Germans, but wearing the same uniform and also equipped with the same rifle. So don't worry, you can populate La Haye-Sainte with these boys, and they'll do as very good substitutes. And finally, on that sprue, on each sprue you'll find a 5.5-inch howitzer crewed by the Royal Artillery, the foot artillery. Now, howitzers were normally issued out at 1 per battery, so you get 5 main guns, either 6-pounders or 9-pounders, and 1 howitzer. But we've put 3 in here, so you can mix and match your batteries to however you want. In fact, there was 1 battery, Bull's battery of Royal Horse Artillery, which was equipped solely with howitzers and did very well defending Hougoumont. So howitzers are a particularly effective type of artillery, and again, I recommend you try and form a unit entirely of them. Quite devastating. So that's the Allies. Our second offer is the Old Guard, Napoleon's crack troops, where he went all the way from Spain all the way to Poland and through to Moscow on his campaigns for up to 15 years. Now, these were kind of the bravest of the brave, some of the best disciplined troops that the French could field. I think you had to have been in the army for 15 years before you could get into the Old Guard and have an excellent service record. Being in the Imperial Guard had 2 or 3 great advantages. One, that you get the girls because you got a nicer uniform and you got nicer pay and better food. And secondly, you were kept out of the line of the battle most of the time because you've done your bit over 15 years. So they're generally sent in right at the end or at the decisive point of a battle and to break the enemy's will. And once people could see those bearskins emerging from the smoke, they knew the battle was over and they'd better leg it pretty quick. Now, we've got here the Old Guard Grenadiers and the Old Guard Chasseurs. There are very slight differences in dress. The Chasseurs don't have the brass plate over here, and they don't have the cloth bag on top of the bearskin, but that's pretty much the only difference. So that is a painting solution, but you'll see that in the box set if you get it. And also, that's the Old Guard. There was also what was called the Middle Guard, which were, again, excellent older troopers who joined, and they had effectively the same uniform as the Old Guard, but on the Waterloo Campaign, one of the regiments didn't seem to get its full allocation of bearskins, and so they were described as wearing shakos, infantry shakos, or the bonnet of police, the stocking type cap. And so, just to differentiate those from the Old Guard we've included a few hats for you just to saw off people's heads and put these on instead, so you can make them your Middle Guard. But you don't have to if you don't feel you need to. So don't feel obliged to do that. Supporting them, we have a company of the sailors of the Guard, the Marines, as they call Marins, not like Royal Marines, but the sailors of the Guard who would do pontoons and any river work or obviously naval work. And they were on the 100 Days campaign, but there's just a company of them, but they did fight. And accompanying them are also the Génie, or Génie, the engineers of the Guard, those guys wearing splendid silver helmets, who again form a small unit, a company only, perhaps 100, 120, who went on campaign and they fought together. Now, in black powder rules, they count as a tiny unit, a tiny elite unit, however, and we just thought they were so colourful and beautiful uniforms that would include them on the sprue. There's 3 colonels as well. You can use as brigade commanders for the Old Guard and Middle Guard. But the pièce de résistance is what they call Napoleon's daughters, his fantastic 12-pounder batteries. And you get 3 12-pounder guns, which are long-range, devastating firepower to support your attack as it goes in. Again, you wouldn't be doing right if you didn't field a battery of those, or 2. So that's what we've got coming up in the next couple of weeks. I hope you enjoy them. They look beautiful models, and well, they should really grace your tabletop. So anyway, thanks for looking in. Take care. Bye.